everybody. Now we're just going to see another example of uninformed searches, depth limited search, and what is meant by bidirectional search. Let me see these two in detail about now. Depth limited search, the name itself says depth limited. So limited search only it is possible. So depth limited search is algorithm that is similar to that of depth first search, which we seen that time, with a predetermined limit. Depth limited search can solve the drawback of the infinite path in the depth first search. In this algorithm, the node at the depth limit will treat as it has no successor nodes further. To overcome, so this depth limited search is helpful to overcome the problem of DFS as it lead to infinite loop, so it limit the search. The node of the depth limit will treat as no successor nodes further. So depth limited search can be terminated with two conditions of failure: standard failure value and next cutoff failure value. Standard failure value, it indicates that problem does not have any solution, whereas cutoff failure value, it defines no solution for the problem within a given depth limit. So let's see what are the advantages of using this DLS, that is depth limit search. It is memory efficient, whereas drawback, depth limited search also has a disadvantage of incompleteness. So whatever the solution should be complete, there should not be any incomplete. That is the problem facing here by using depth limit search. It may not be optimal if the problem has more than one solution. So if there is more than one solution for a given problem, automatically there will not be optimal solution, right? That is what the problem here by using this depth limit search. So let me see with an example so that you might get clear. And this is what the diagrammatic and graph representation, tree representation, which shows you how to solve depth limit search. So here it starts from the start node S, then comes to A, then comes to C, then comes to D, and after D there is no goal node found. So again it backtracks to B, then comes to I, and then comes to J. So here the goal node is J. So by using a depth limit search, so it traversed starting from initial node. Initial node here is S, then child node is A and B. So first it goes to A, then comes to C, after that D, then comes to B, backtracking towards B, and then comes to I, and then comes to J. So since received the goal node, it stops searching the nodes. If not, it goes further depth. So completeness of the problem we'll consider about this depth limited searches. Completeness, DLS search algorithm is complete if the solution in this diagram is depth limit. Time complexity we can calculate by this depth limit searches. The algorithm is order of B power L, whereas space complexity can be calculated by using this DLSS algorithm is order of B into L. So this is what the depth first search is mainly considered about, that is depth limited search. That is what this concept is about, depth limited search. So next we just going to see what is about bidirectional search algorithm. Bidirectional search algorithm, the name itself indicates there are two directions it's going to be. That is what this bidirectional search algorithm. Bidirectional search algorithm runs two simultaneous searches, one from initial state called forward search and another from goal node called backward search to find the goal node. Bidirectional search replaces one single search graph with two small subgraphs in which one starts the search from an initial vertex and other starts from the goal vertex. The search stops when these two graphs intersect each other. The bidirectional search can use search technique as BFS, DFS, DLS, etc. So what will be the advantage of using this bidirectional, which is bidirectional search is fast. Since it is two direction, searching is taken place. Bidirectional search requires less memory. So what are the disadvantages of using this bidirectional, which means implementation of bidirectional search tree is difficult. in bidirectional search, one should know the goal state in advance. Only then which way will be possible to find. That was the problem in the bidirectional search. So let me see with an example so that you might get clear. This is what the tree representation of bidirectional search. So as I said earlier, it has two directions. Bidirectional has two directions. One is a forward search and another one is a goal node. Initial state is a forward search, where root node occurs now, that is called as a forward search. Where goal node is there, that is called as a backward search. That is called bidirectional search. So in this diagram, a bidirectional algorithm is applied. This algorithm divides one graph or tree into two subgraphs. It starts traversing from node 1 in the forward direction and starts from the goal node 16 in the backward direction. So algorithm terminates at 9 where two search meets. Are you getting? So here root node, we know bidirectional, two direction, forward direction and backward direction. Where there is a root node, there takes a forward direction. Where goal node, it takes a backward direction. So one, it is going on going on searching each and every node. So from forward to backward, once it intersect at the point 9, where two searches meet at 9, that is called intersection node. So traversing from that goal node, so from forward direction and start from the 1 and to the goal node 16 in backward direction. So the algorithm terminates. When the algorithm will get terminates at the node 9, where two search meet at the intersection, the algorithm will get terminate. So while considering completeness of this bidirectional search is complete if we use BFS in both searches. Time complexity for calculating this bidirectional search using BFS is order of B power D. Yes, same as that of the bidirectional search, which is BFS. Space complexity, here we are calculating using bidirectional searches, order of B power D. So when considered optimal, bidirectional search is optimal. So this is what the two bidirectional search is about, which is two direction. One is forward direction and backward direction. And next we just what we have seen is depth limited search. So these two searches we have seen in this slide, depth limit search, and next comes to bidirectional search. Depth limit search, which is nothing but to overcome the problem of depth first search. So in order to DFS leads to infinite loop. So to limit the search, it just uses the problem of depth limited search. So it starts from the depth limit, will reach no successor nodes further. So if it will going to fail if there is a two conditions. So standard failure value and cutoff failure value. Standard failure value, which indicates the problem does not have any solution, whereas cutoff failure value, it defines no solution for the problem within a given depth limit. So this is what depth limit search we have seen. So this is the diagrammatic representation from level 0 to level 3. So until it reaches the goal node, it starts searching the element nodes in the depth wise with a limit. So we see bidirectional. So two direction they are going to be backward and the forward. So it uses the technique of BFS, DFS and DLS. So it is very fast as it considers two directions, backward, forward and the backward. So when the root node reaches to the point 1 reaches to 9 and 16 traversing each node and intersecting 9, the algorithm will get terminates. And this is what the bidirectional concept is about. So this is the drawback of using this bidirectional is nothing but search is difficult. So since there is a two portion of nodes are there, so by searching these two, the searching concept will get difficult. So unless otherwise, if it is knows the goal node in advance, it is very difficult for searching the particular element is difficult in case of the bidirectional search. Otherwise, memory wise, for efficiently searching wise, quickly, if it is goal is known in advance, it is quickly identify the where the goal node is actually. That is the advantage of using this bidirectional searching. Whatever the algorithm we have seen so far, every problem has some disadvantage and some advantages. So if our problem is particular requirement, we have to choose particular algorithm rather than choosing every algorithm. If our particular problem matches to the algorithm, we need to choose that one rather than choosing everything around. Just based on the problem requirement, we need to choose an algorithm and solve based on that algorithm. That is the best way to solve get a solution for a particular problem. Thank you.